Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here it's going to be map 2 between Gambit and FaZe. FaZe clan picking up the first map on Mirage. Now we're going to head into Train, and we just saw Hobbit making his own logo with Parlor there. Thought they did a good job.
It was all right.
Play-Doh,
I don't think I could do any better, so it's tough to.
When is the last time you had any fun with Play-Doh?
Got to be over a decade. I feel like yours was probably like last week or something.
We haven't. I think we're at the stage where I'm still worried that he might eat it. So
yeah, that's fair.
Kids do that.
You know, it's really cool when he gets to that age. They have the sand.
Yes.
The sand is pretty cool.
Oh, you mean like the one that has like silicon in it? So
yeah, so it sticks together.
Kinetic sand or whatever.
Yep.
See, the thing is, I actually like playing. I actually think that's funny. So even as an adult,
it's weird. I got see me knowing absolutely nothing about children. My brother had when my nephew was born. I got him that sand for like his first birthday. My brother just looked at me like, "You're an idiot. You can't be doing that."
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Gambit versus FaZe, and now we're going to be on Train. Moses, is this good news or bad news for Gambit, who obviously are a map behind?
I think it's going to be much the same, where there's just going to be some of those big rounds that decide so much, and I don't know if it's necessarily good or bad either way. It's just going to be a challenge because this is a map that FaZe has been good on in the past. This is a map that Rain specifically. We just saw him go off on Mirage. This is a map that he's usually very good on. They have to play one of the best oppers in the world who's been good on Train in the past. So there's just a lot of things that could go wrong, I guess, for Gambit.
I'll see if they can manage to turn it around. I was impressed with how Fitch was playing on that map.
Yes,
and
he's been quite nice, but quite impressive.
He has been, and I expect he's going to be playing again, solo B most of the time?
Yeah, if the trend holds true, right? And then have Mo, the AWP will be usually in connector, rotating back and forth.
Yeah. Or then did they have, I think they usually have Hobbit down by Ivy. I think that's their setup. So, and sometimes they swap it around with having Mo play by Ivy instead. But so they've got, I think, a lot of utility and options on this particular map, Gambit. I think they've got some fun stuff to show us. But they need to, like, they started off so well on the first map. They need to keep that. Like, they can't drop off at any point. Otherwise, it's going to go bad.
The problem is, it seemed like towards the end of that Mirage game, right? It wasn't like anything that FaZe adjusted tactically that caused them to win. It was just like, this is one of the strengths of FaZe is the star individual players, and it was like Guardian who just decided to take over right at the end and just say, I'm just going to kill 3 people per round with his AWP, and that's how we're going to win this game. So you can't account for that as a team, right? You're just like, okay, so that happened. That's how we lost.
Definitely.
It's not like, guys, when we get to the end here, just make sure Guardian doesn't go nuts.
Yeah. Make sure Olof doesn't win a 2 versus 5 in a pistol for no good reason. It's ridiculous.
That was madness.
Diffusing inside of the smoke. Well, Gambit at least win the pistol. They get to start on the CT side. FaZe on the T side, and we're seeing some huddles here being brought out. They look very cheery on the FaZe side, as they should be. I think assuming these guys make it to the arena, which I think everyone thought that they would. Can you imagine them in front of a crowd where they get, like fired up? Like, they're all people who have pretty big personalities. They enjoy it. I think they probably feed off it. They like that atmosphere. They could increase, I think, a bit in skill even then. Yeah,
that's a whole new animal, is playing them on a stage, right? Because they probably are one of the teams with all the experience they have. Olaf and all the different majors that he's won in stages. Nico now with the 4 top 4s in a row that FaZe had or whatever. Guardian as well. These are guys who probably get a little bit bored of group stages. If I'm honest, you're just like, can we please just get to the arena? I just want to play in front of the crowd at this point.
I think that's true. And I mean, you can't really blame them for that.
No.
But obviously, it's gonna get wild once again. We've got so many good teams that have already made it through. I feel like there's been fewer crazy upsets in this tournament than we've had in a while. Like, usually there's always something mad that comes out. It feels like this.
Renegades VP was pretty intense.
Yeah, that was maybe the one. Yeah. But then Renegades also couldn't make it. So. Right. So I guess that's...
So in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter a whole lot, does it?
Yeah, it's like that fell flat a bit, so...
Nip's in there?
Nip is in there, yeah. I was kind of expecting Nip to make it.
I don't know what I was expecting out of Nip NIP coming into this.
But I obviously have...
I was very happy they made it, we could say that. I think NIP is like one of those, with the people they have and with the stories they have in CSGO, that's just one of those franchises that you feel it's just better for Counter-Strike when they're playing well. Same with Virtus Pro, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be back.
Yeah.
It's all going to be fine, Moses.
Been saying that for 8 months now.
I've been saying that for a while, it's true. So, I'm wondering, for a pistol round here, if you're Gambit, what do you do? What's the way to make sure you win? Like, we talked a lot on Mirage about the A-bomb side and playing retakes. Are there any of these two bomb sides you'd feel comfortable playing a retake on?
The B-bomb site usually gets played a little bit more passively. Maybe 2 pistols on the CT side far back. And their only goal is really maybe to get 1 kill, but then also just to prevent those Glocks from pushing down all the different lanes and getting close up to connector. So usually you'll see that. Gambit's going to be starting on the CT side, so we'll have to see how they decide to plan that. I think it was Doja was the one playing close up inner yesterday on that lower ramp pretty frequently.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah, Doja and Fitch is going to be moving out on the A-bomb side, so playing with the rest of the team. There is a Molotov there on Doja to buy some time, but there's also one on Nico, and there's no smokes on Gambit. I always try and look for that, and also, scarily, no defuse kits, so see if this is going to come back to haunt Gambit later on. Right now, looked like FaZe wanted to try and see if they could find anyone at the ramp, and since no one was there, they're just going to be backing off.
No, but the fact that they took box halls has pulled Mo over, at least for the moment. 3 players from Gambit devoted to inside. Adren's just now going to push upper to get that information, so Mo's going to transfer over, but it might just be too late. He's going to rotate behind a smoke. He can see nothing. And here comes that hit onto the outside bomb site.
Hobbit gets one, Fitch with a headshot, looking for more. The smokes are everywhere, but Hobbit is still doing work, and this is crumbling completely for FaZe. They put in the grenades, but Gambit have just played around them so well at the moment. Hobbit goes down, and now they've got to be careful. I'm not sure why Gambit keep fighting. 5 versus 3. Oh, sorry, they were just 2 versus 5, and they just lost a round like this on the last map, so don't do it again. Guardian goes down now. Carrigan in a 1-on-3. And the bomb on the site, but not planted, so this should be no issue at all. Carrigan just doesn't have the time, and he's going to go down to Doja eventually. So a bit of a scared moment in the middle there. Yeah, they keep fighting.
You could have seen that slipping away, getting a little bit overeager, too aggressive, you could say, right at the end of that in the 5-on-2. But still, I mean, Hobbit is the champion that round because all the smokes are up. He's in front of him just a little bit, a couple of headshots, just taking the danger away. FaZe can't even get to the bomb site, can't even try and force a plant in the smoke on the bomb train and then play for the after plants. Tough for FaZe, as it seemed like they were going to have some success. But it's a full buy here. CZ's, no Deagles. It seems like the CZ being brought back in is making people love it more than the Deagle at the moment, at least on the FaZe side, because this was the team that we've seen in the past go 4 or 5 Deagles at times.
It's like everyone was suddenly reminded just how much damage it can do. That grenade looked like it was going to be great, but it's just a bit too short. Instead, Fitch and Hobbit again coming in with some pretty good kills. And Nico low and gets taken out by Mo, leaves Holofmeister with a bomb plant. So, not everything I think that FaZe would have wanted, but at least they got that.
Yes, that's the saving grace. At least it's not too damaging of a round to invest so much and then not get any kills, but obviously you would have wanted at least 1 or 2 for some of those rebuys still. Great job by Gambit. This is now 2 rounds in a row. They've done a great job on this outer bomb site, maintaining the defense, holding back that hit. Those can be so tough when the smokes and flashbangs come out. If CZ just gets a little bit too close, just grabs a little bit of an angle, wrapping around that A bomb site, it can just be lost so quickly. So nicely done. And this time, FaZe, Olofmeister, Guardian, they're going to bring Deagles into the next round. I think Guardian maybe just saying, I'm not going to be able to have an up anyway.
All of us down here with the Deagle, and Hobbit. You could see that he saw the shoulder there and almost messed that up. Guardian going to be taking down Adren. Not the way you want to get started. Those 2 Deagles can still do an enormous amount of damage. Doja's going to be falling back into the B-bomb site, so just wants to play with that Molotov and the UMP long range. Oh, he's a bit worried when you lose someone to a one-shot Deagle in the first 30 seconds.
It's such a nice sound, isn't it? Just the one Deagle rings out, and then you see the kill feed light up. It's always nice. It's one of the most satisfying kills we have in Counter-Strike. And now rotating towards the inner bomb site, 1 flashbang, and Gambit's got a pretty good read on this. Doja's not even committed to the bomb site. They've got to play retake. That's a beautiful flash as well. The Molotov, though, might prevent this plan. I think he'll be able to get it down before he burns, but it's spreading. It brings it down pretty low. But now they've got to fight all the way through this train yard.
Quite aggressive push coming in here. Guardian hitting one more headshot, getting close. Rain with one as well. It's crumbling for Gambit. They're going to get a good kill in from Fitch. He drops another one with the FAMAS, but still a 1-on-2 here, and Fitch comes charging through. What the hell just happened?
What a god on the flank. That is so disgusting with the FAMAS.
I'm always suspicious of people who can get any kills with the FAMAS. Like, I always wonder about that.
Check this guy's PC out. But this is, I mean, look at all the different crossfires, all the different ways that they could have killed him. He gets 3 kills on the flank and then just running down with the USP immediately onto Rain. That's a really good sequence, and which actually basically did save Gambit on that 3rd round. That was a round I thought FaZe had as soon as they got into that bomb site, got a couple more kills going their way. If it's not for Fitch, that's lost. So 3-0, but FaZe is going to be very happy with that one. They get the plant and they get plenty of kills. That makes up for the rebuys they couldn't get in the previous round.
AWP on Mo. I'd love to see him just explode on this map. It's one of the really delightful things about having him on Gambit. Gonna be a bit of a defensive smoke coming up from Doja, and Mo's rotating in there. Not gonna respect it though. FaZe running right through. Mo's got a single kill, and Olofmeister falls to his death. Oh my god, we need the replay. Fitch takes down Rain. Again, doing work with the FAMAS. It's now a 2-on-4, and FaZe, they've got the bomb plant down, but how could they possibly hold this? Guardian and Nico, never underestimate these two. Nico getting a headshot. Guardian with one as well. Spray comes in. He's locked in behind the train. He can't really move out from here. In fact, he's going to try and see if he can flank it out. He's out in the open, and they double team him. Fitch to save the round again. And Gambit now getting a 4th round. That
Olofmeister death might have been the clincher. Rain had a good opportunity to pick one off as well, had a great angle, but I think that's a designed play by FaZe to take advantage of Gambit's defense, knowing that Doja plays that inner bomb site all alone quite frequently. Okay, so he's just burning in his own Molotov for some time.
Oh.
You hate to see it.
But he doesn't even jump. You take almost no damage falling off of that if you haven't jumped, so...
Might have been very low. 1 or 2 HP.
That's...
He was fighting in the flames for some time. But I think that's FaZe trying to beat the rotation of Mo, trying to just exploit the fact that Doja, he's just spotting that angle and then he falls back to the bomb train, and then you can get that 2nd angle on him from the upper ramp. Almost works out. I mean, it was just maybe 1 kill away. If Rain gets one of those kills on that angle, puts him in a much, much better position. But still, what they have done, another plant, and they've actually not kept the economy as low as they'd like. Fitch is all the way up at 9 grand with how much success he's had in these past few rounds. So
he hasn't died yet. He's got 9-0 as a scoreline. So
pretty good.
That's always nice. Love to see it.
He's been stellar so far.
Leaving Doja alone in B. Everybody else over at the A side. It's pretty common on this map early on. You can always rotate someone back if you start to feel the pressure, but yeah, Doja's been solid at defending. I mean, even not just getting the kills, just staying alive is really important.
It's interesting that he's not holding an angle for information towards the inside. At least pretty confident that they're not going to come. And there's a nice shot from Rain. Dren tries to get a little bit aggressive towards ladder room. He's dropped. And now Nico has enough space been created for him. Flashbang going to come out. He can get more aggressive if he'd like. It's effective. Fitch is behind this train. And like we said, so far he has yet to die. And there's his first one. As Nico comes swinging, and Mo is all alone on the bomb train, trying to use it as cover. They're coming above him. A quick shot, but they've surrounded the site, and he can do nothing. The 1st round for FaZe on the board.
It looked like maybe if he had another couple of seconds, he could have taken a secondary fight there, but...
An extra breather.
Yeah. Simple was watching that and thinking, you know what, I would have
done it.
Yeah. Double AWP being brought up by Gambit. I like it. It's obviously a heavy investment considering that was their whole bang being spent here. But maybe it'll be worth it. Flick comes in, looked like it should have hit, but just a couple of seconds too late it seems. And Hobbit clearing the angle, almost taking that fight with Guardian. That could be scary. Look at the pace here. FaZe not slowing down at all. They're just rushing out into the yard. They've overlooked a Dren. He's actually behind enemy lines right now, hiding at the edge of the smoke. Fitch gonna pick up a kill, and here comes a Dren. He almost takes down Guardian. That's very close. Still a 4-on-4, and Fitch doing more work. He is just having a magnificent game right now.
Rain's got to be a little bit stressed. I think he got taken out through the smoke. Either way, it's a nice find from Fitch. There's Nico finally. You can see Nico and Olofmeister both bunched up in the position we call the Olaf spot.
Yeah.
And both of them are kind of taken out by the fight, just by the fact that that spot doesn't get a lot of information. It's not very open, so Now you see Olofmeister making his plays, found the timing, and he's got the angle into the bomb site.
I think Hobbit saw him sneak through, because he's down at the end of the lane there. Yeah, Hobbit definitely knows. Smoke goes off, but that's an easy kill. That's a great spot. Just a bit of information there. Fitch overextending and goes down to Carrigan. They have 30 seconds left. And Hobbit wants to move close. He wants to deny the bomb plant if it comes through. They've picked up the bomb now. He's sneaking in. Hobbit gets one. And he's a bit closer. Almost takes down Carrigan. 20 seconds. The Danish player going to be walking around. He goes for the fight, but Doja is there. They save both the AWPs, win the round, and make it 5-1. This is tough for FaZe right now. Yeah, really nice with the AWP on Hobbit. This is great. I'm not sure Olofmeister, a little bit of a mistake. Let that smoke plume. There's plenty of time. You don't have to make the play. Maybe trying to hope that Hobbit's going to be a little bit distracted, but great mobility with the AWP. Great job with the secondary AWPer. Mo's got it back in his hands after Doja salvaged it for that last kill. And FaZe back onto pistols. So they didn't do enough to keep the economy low. And now they have to go against the AWPs again. There's Reigns. Deagle, and it's going to ring true. Look at the confidence. Just, he even challenged what's normally an AWP ankle towards the C connector. Just didn't care at all. There will be another kill coming in. Guardian will get one as well, and ridiculously, we're now in a 2 versus 2. This is FaZe with just pistols and aim.
The great thing, this is, I mean, still tough to win. If this plant can go down, Guardian is hoping to find a weapon, but I think he's going to get caught by Fitch, which is really unfortunate in terms of the timing. That would have been great if he could have had a flank, but now it's all on Carrigan. He has to catch someone off guard. The Glock is just so unlikely with how this weapon works, and he's even been spotted, so he can't even make any kind of surprise advanced position.
Burst fire, maybe?
He's got to use the sound to try and isolate a one-on-one and try and pounce at the right moment, and he's doing just that. Oh, that's unfortunate.
They're gonna come for him. I mean...
Listen, Doja's too smart for that.
It's a nice idea, but the weapon in this case just... There's almost no way, right?
The eyes of a killer.
Yes. So zoned in.
Yeah, that would have been very nice, but obviously you can see the danger that FaZe had. They still have that jokingly that was always referred to right as they get like 4 pistol rounds or whatever it is. That Carrigan used to say after all those Deagle rounds with the old lineup, the most recent lineup of FaZe before this. But still, I mean, this is now 2 pistol rounds. We saw it, I think, on the 3rd round with those Deagles coming out. What exactly they can do, because they've taken away the double up setup, so that's great for FaZe. This is phenomenal progress made by those kills. They even relegated 2 players on SMGs, FaMAS on Fitch.
Yeah, and if they win this round, FaZe, suddenly Gambit probably ecoing, and then...
No, they're probably buying. Fitch is 4,400, Hobbit's got 2,700.
Oh, you think they're gonna go for it? Oh, that'd be such a risk, wouldn't it?
It would be.
I feel like it would be.
Look at this position from Hobbit, though. I feel like they know he's there. At least Guardian seems very conscious of the fact that he could be there.
Or do they? What is it about Hobbits, Moses? You've seen Lord of the Rings. They're sneaky, aren't they? They go and almost check it, but not enough. I think Olof might have just tricked himself. He almost looked all the way into the corner, but you could tell he didn't quite. Hobbit's still waiting. But I mean, even this information just gives so much space for Fitch and Adren over at main and Popdog, and even on B.
2 players already rotated towards B. They're playing so close up. Don't need to be that aggressive, though. Rain takes him out. Here comes the timing. They check it. Guardian always aware, and it's just Adren. He's only got an SMG. His teammates have rotated over, but he's the only one in front of the smokes. He needs to find a way to wrap around, and there it is on top of the train. Nico's going to eliminate him. That's the bomb planted in a 5-on-2. I think Gambit just saves here.
Yeah. It's another one of those rounds where a lot of it is down to timing, right?
Yes.
There was a way through for Gambit, but now all about saving the rifles, which is definitely very important. Obviously, if they save these 2, then I'm with you. Then they buy, no doubt.
They're absolutely buying if they save both of these weapons. I think they would still have some kind of a buy. I'm not going to lie to you. I think maybe it'd be like 2 rifles, like a FaMAS and M4 and CZs.
Would Immortals have bought?
Not even a question.
We get to see them later playing Fnatic, so we get to enjoy that fun. The game yesterday that we saw was absolutely fire between...
It was mental, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was great.
That was crazy.
Yeah, between Immortals and G2.
Yeah.
Just constant aggression. Yeah, we'll probably see that later on as well. That'll be fun. I actually haven't seen the new Fnatic play, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too. I look forward to it. A best of 3 as well. Could be a lot of fun. 6-2 is the scoreline. FaZe picking up that round. They've already done a lot of economic damage to Gambit, but the 2 rifles being saved, the buy coming in. It's not too bad of a buy here for Gambit either. That Mag 7 can do a lot of work on Train. Let's see what they can do, FaZe. If they win this round, then they're right back in the game. But if Gambit win it, then, I don't know, this could be a really good first half. Obviously, Gambit are fighting to make this a third map.
A little bit slow-paced. Mo with the AWP. Peering towards middle. Not going to find anything. And Rain at the inside has at least forced Doja away from that angle. Dren's rotated in for the support with that Mag 7. He's got to find a really awkward angle. There's a Molotov used, so just a small bit of pressure applied to that B bomb site. Some counter utility comes out. FaZe is going to be happy with that with over a minute on the clock.
Yes, they are. One little Molotov being put in there. Not really doing anything.
Body blocked the smoke as well.
That's always sexy. You love to see that. Doesn't happen nearly enough, I feel like. But the defense here is pretty standard for Gambit. It's one of those things, I feel like, though, where if Hobbit gets either zoned out or dies down at Ivy, then Mo and Fitch are going to be in so much trouble.
It's definitely Fitch who would be feeling the pressure first as they wrap into that site, but they don't have to worry about it just yet. Rain is actually bottom of ladder. He's just watching the flank right now. Hobbit, he can't see anything for the smoke, so he's got to warn his teammates. That's why Fitch has actually dropped off the bomb train, playing inside the site for the extra cover. Here comes the hit. Adren with a shotgun. He beats Rain. Fitch with the 1 kill. And this has turned into a 2-front fight because of ladder room control, but Kerrigan is doing everything he can. 10 seconds left on the clock. Guardian's got to watch for this push, and the bomb is going to get planted.
Oh, what a shot, but Nico goes down to Hobbit. So after all of that, it works out in the end for Gambit. I mean, that's ridiculous. Hobbit, 1 kill. That's all it took. And then you've got to give credit to Adren as well. Coming in, dropping down the ladder, taking out Rain. Imagine, I think this is what you want to sort of... If you had to rerun this in your mind to try and think about what it's like being on FaZe in that moment, imagine as you're calling in all the calls, they're like, okay, we're at Ivy, okay, we're coming out main, everything's good, and then you get the call that from Rain that, oh, I'm dying in Pop Dog. Now, like, that's not part of the plan.
No, it's not, and especially to a shotgun is just so awkward, and controlling that position as CTs is critical. But this is not the game that FaZe wants to play. They don't want to be executing like that with 15 seconds left on the clock, right? They're not a team that you think should be coming down to the wire and should be having troubles with round time. They want more fights. They want to create openings. They want to cause rotations, and they haven't been able to find that success early on in Gambit's defense to allow, you know, the stars like Nico, like Rain, like Guardian, like Olaf Meister to find positions to make the plays that they want. And this has been the real crux of this defense for them, is they have to find ways to get an opening, and they need to do it earlier in the round.
They've put a lot of faith in Guardian for this round. He's obviously got the AWP from the last round, but still trying to see if he could maybe do something. And honestly, being Guardian, you really never know, do you? Anything can happen.
Anything absolutely can. It all depends on how aggressive he wants to be. And at the moment, it's not aggressive whatsoever. He's going to get boosted up, looking for a rotation, looking for someone to make the mistake of hopping on one of those trains. And it's not going to happen, although Gambit's got a great read here. They've got 3 players inside already.
Do it, Guardian. Jump down. I know he wants. I can tell he wants to. Just don't think about it. Just do it. Yeah. Oh.
If he had listened to you, he'd be dead.
No, he would have killed Mo. He wouldn't even have thrown the Molotov. Just trust me on this. Rain out there again with the deagle, but the aim punch a bit too much. Nico having an awkward fight as well, and Hopper deciding to give it up. Now they are going to bring the AWP out to this bomb site, but feels like everyone else is going to be dead by the time that Guardian gets put into play. So now with 20 seconds, 25 seconds, he's going to be running back into Doja, who's now waiting on the ramp for him. Guardian's a lot of trouble here. He goes down. It will be another round for Gambit. 8-2.
Yeah, FaZe, I think that the call from Rain was how far back that defense was playing outside, so to come out there was space for it. Rotation of the AK-47 gets a connector just in time to mow him down. So FaZe, only 2 rounds, and Guardian's going to go for the op again despite surviving a round and getting no losing money for losing the round after the time. He's going to have an op with no armor. And this is just it. FaZe, I think this needs to be a pick up the pace. I think they need to have more aggression, and I think we're seeing that from Nico right now, just swinging out wide, taking the duels at range. They're not prepared for this. No nades, no Molotovs in his way, but the counter flashes are perfect. Fitch, they have him blind, and he can't win the fight.
Almost took down both the players, but you're right, that grenade was godlike. Still, Gambit are in trouble here. FaZe are on the bomb site. Hobbit trying to see if he can sneak it behind with the UMP. Again, he finds a great position, dropping one, and Doja's there with a double. Dren with a max 7, taking down Nico, and leaving Carrigan. FaZe, they're on the bomb site. They did everything right, and then they just get decimated. Carrigan, he can't hold on to it either. Doja with the triple, and that will be the round. Gambit now 9-2.
I like the pickup of pace, but again, it's just, I mean, great move by Gambit. Doja with the fast flank. They weren't ready for that whatsoever. But then also, it's Hobbit kind of working his way around that blue train towards that Olaf position. That's another one of those mistakes from FaZe that will get fixed as time goes on, but just the decision of pathing, of where to clear out as you take that bomb site. No one went down that lane towards Ivy. No one even wanted to mess with it whatsoever. So you leave a CT there alive who's got the space, got the freedom to make that kind of a play, and that's always difficult to deal with.
And if we eventually saw a replay of that round, I think one of the FaZe players was on the train that was right next to Hobbit, and was that one of the kills that Doja got, I think?
I think so.
So I think the timing was really good for that as well.
Yeah.
Because that allowed Hobbit to sort of have at least a bit of breathing room there. Yeah, just, I mean, I agree with what you said. I think this is a nice move from FaZe. It's just tiny mistakes being, some stuff being overlooked here.
This is also what makes Train a pretty difficult map to handle when you have like a multitude of roster changes coming in, just because it does require so much communication, so much teamwork to know exactly what's clear and exactly what's not. This time though, Gambit's ready for that aggression on the choke point. Good trade from Olafmeister, but how much more can they get? Adrena's occupied though. They might have an avenue to take him out, but there's a smoke in the way, and now he's spotted it all. Now he's wise to it. They know exactly where Rain is. This is a quick round for Gambit.
It's a nice attempt. Nico, I think he did a bit of damage to Mo. They had a scout versus AWP battle, and then a grenade came in after he got legged, so... Still...
You could see Gambit didn't want to leave that choke point open again for some kind of a fast play. They were ready this time.
And now it's just a question of whether or not Rain can do the damage in this round. If he can get a Dren here, he can actually run into B and get the bomb down with no one being able to stop him, and it's not going to be happening though. A Dren at the right time, triple for him. Not too bad at all. 10-2. Would you look at that, Moses?
This is a great CT side. Understatement of the game. Nicely done from a Dren in this round, obviously. Good stuff, and even finding the timing on this peak as well. I don't think Gambit will get caught off by some kind of a fast mid play again. I imagine we'll see at least one Molotov, and actually maybe just nade stacks. There's one nade coming in, but still, they're leaving it open if they want to go out fast, but Fitch has a different angle that Guardian's not ready for. Quickly traded by Rain on the upper of Gambit. And now Olafmeister, there it is, clever play, and Fitch gets taken down. He's caught off guard completely.
Bit of a weird battle through the smoke. Dren coming up with 2 massive kills. Olafmeister and Nico. They're some of the best players in the world. Now would be a good time to show that. FaZe need the last 3 rounds here. They need to make something work. Otherwise, this second map might just slip out of their fingers, and Olafmeister's going to go down. Dren has really come alive now. He was just at, what, like 5 kills, and now he's almost at 10.
He's exactly at 10. This is another great round from him. Yeah, he was at triple kill here. He's been a rock at that outer bomb site very recently in this matchup. Nico, on the other hand, been a little bit quiet. 42 HP, trying to work his way through Ivy. The Dren is waiting for it as well in Old Hell. There's the peek and an easy kill for Dren. Nico's not ready for it. An 11th round for Gambit. They are really running the scoreboard up on FaZe.
This is insane. I was not expecting anything like this. There's even been quite a few rounds. 5 so far out of the 11 that Gambit have actually been rounds where they've defused the bomb. So it's not like they've just been shutting it down all across the board. They've played almost every position you can here. FaZe, what are they going to do?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of answers left. They've even taken a couple timeouts pretty recently. 2 timeouts both came within a few rounds of each other just to try and get some kind of an idea of where they want to go. And now it's forced by territory. Now it's just we need to get to 4 rounds, so we're buying whatever we can. We at least need a 3rd. No guarantee he'll get it against this defense, and Gambit's feeling mighty comfortable. Mo is already rotated towards inner to watch upper. Likely he gets smoked off here, but Doja's been pretty solid at this inner bomb site throughout the half.
He's pretty low on grenades, though, Doja, for it being over a minute, and Hobbit goes down. Olaf, that's over at Ivy on the other side of the map. Dren will take Olaf in returns. That's not a bad return kill, and Fitch just managed to sneak his way in. Gonna get overrun by Nico, and there would have been more players coming up behind anyway. But what can they do, FaZe? They've got the man advantage barely, but still the rifles are lacking.
They've only been able to salvage one onto Rain. Adren's going to get a whole new position. This is interesting as well because Gambit's left that outer bomb site. There's two players at inner, and Adren is now starting to flank. So this is the information they want to gather. That's a good find. Good damage. You can't get the kill, though. And where does FaZe decide to go? Now they're going to stream out of mid, and Mo's already here with the AWP, and this could be the weapon that ends it.
It's out in the open. That's so dangerous. Doja's showing up. He's been heroing some of these rounds, and he's going to pick up one more kill as well. Time is of the essence here. It's only 20 seconds, and now a 1 versus 1. Rain to pick up the bomb here at 15. And Mo falling back to a different angle. He can't quite stop the bomb plant, but it's going to be very hard for Rain, I think, to guess exactly where Mo is coming from. And he's sort of looking down that aisle, so currently not going to be able to spot him. Mo comes in, C-set is in the hand, he sees it, and Rain goes down. Close, but not close enough.
No, it's not, and you can see just all smiles on the Gambit side of things. Even when it gets close, no worry. They're having a good half no matter what happens here at the end, but FaZe almost finds their way in. Great adjustment just to wrap around, just immediately making that call after he gets the kill, because he'd taken so much damage. There's been so much attention on Connector. He gets to that rotation point very quickly. You can see Rain, that timer wasn't going off on alarms yet, that he had to watch his back. He was expecting a different kind of a play to come out in the one-on-one. A little bit unlucky, but now here's a switch up right at the end. Double op setup. Olaf has one, Guardian has the other. And Guardian's op hasn't been too effective in this half so far.
No, he's been doing better than everybody else on the team, but you're right, it's not been enough to get the kind of openings that we just saw. That's what they needed earlier. Doja sneaking right under Rain, who was previously covering that angle. Fitch has gone down. That's a big kill for Nico. But they're still losing players here, Gambit. Doja and Mo, 2 versus 4. Olafmeister on the other AWP to take that last kill. Doesn't seem like there's a lot that Gambit can do. Being this close, Mo with the AWP is a recipe for disaster, and Nico going to be able to take him down. It's all on Doja. 1 versus 3 for the clutch if he could do it. Certainly that would be a bit of a miracle. They're already spotting for him. Olafmeister goes down. And now it's time to get a bit worried. A headshot comes in on Guardian. And now Karrigan there to save the day. Everyone take a deep breath on the FaZe side. That almost spun out of control. 12-3 for the first half in favor of Gambit.
That's just how this half went for FaZe. Even in a 3-on-1, they have to work way, way too hard to win it. Doja with some stunning shots. That was nice to see. But yeah, this is a very surprising. And it wasn't towards that last round. Like, no one on FaZe seemed like they really wanted to take the initiative, like they really wanted to take over the game. That was nice of Guardian to see him just jump out team mid and just say, all right, I'll do it. I'll open something up. And he finds the kill that they eventually win off of. But stellar defense from Gambit.
That's what Guardian should be doing, right? And it feels like sometimes he sort of forgets it a bit, or he doesn't quite have the confidence for it. But I would have loved to have seen him do more of that earlier on, maybe. Doja at 18 kills, Fitch at 16.
I think that's also that's pretty telling. Those two stat lines with Doja and Fitch having so much success, because remember, Doja's the inside anchor, so not only is he having a lot of success when they go towards him, but he's having a lot of success when he rotates or flanks. And then Fitch is the one, well, he's not alone like we've seen him on a lot of other maps in this Gambit defense.
Right, yeah.
He is like the anchor of that A-bomb site. You know, Mo's the one who's in connector, who's rotating back and forth, and then you have Hobbit out towards Ivy. It's kind of Fitch and Dren who are spending most of their time actually inside the bomb site, preventing FaZe from getting there, and did a very phenomenal job in that role.
Rain walking in, 3 men in main. He could have got caught at any point during that transition, but he's there now. If FaZe want to try and convince us they can win this map, it's gonna have to start with a pistol round here. Olafmeister getting a chance, getting a headshot as well, but they drop Rain in return, and now the game is on in this A-bomb side. The bomb is making its way out. Smokes are down towards Ivy, and also in the middle of the site there, Nico spotting them coming through, gonna get one on Finch, but not enough here. Hobbit and Dren get a couple in return, 2 on 3, and the bomb plant not happening yet. Doja's actually holding the bomb quite far back. It's almost like they want to sort of see what the response is from FaZe before they make up their mind.
They want to know where both players are. They know Guardian's in these back halls. They haven't spotted Karrigan yet, and actually, if he's a little bit more aggressive, might have been able to find a Dren, but now look at Hobbit. He's the one making progress towards this inner site. And there's Kerrigan, some bullets coming his way, and a Dren's picked off Guardian.
He snuck all the way back then. That's so smart. And he got the headshot as well on Kerrigan. All right, then. That's a quad kill. Dren has come alive. This is the level that we were sort of hoping, but we haven't really seen so far at DreamHack Masters. But if he can bring that out while also having some good calls, yeah, that actually would make the difference, I think, for Gambit.
It makes it easier when you're up 13-3 to focus a little bit more on your individual game. When you know everyone on your squad's feeling it, you know everyone has the confidence to make the right play. That's always fun as an in-game leader. And here it is, high aggression again from Gambit. Oh.
Well then, Olofmeister, not interested in whatever it was Mo was selling in that main. Shutting him down.
Right in the face, and now he's rotated over, and this is where the scout is going to be tough. He's got to get some very, very nice shots. Another headshot would obviously be stellar. They brought Fitch down a little bit low, which will be nice for these CZs, but he's got to get a couple tags to help soften him up for the rest of his teammates.
Bomb down, Molotov on Hobbit. Gonna be a good kill for Rain, taking down a Dren. 4 versus 3, and Hobbit is hiding up there, and with no kit and no smoke. My prediction is this Molotov is going to be really tough for FaZe. Going to be putting it down, this 10-second defuse, and Guardian's going to realize this is not going to be working out. He has to come off. Guardian gets the kill on Fitch anyway. The bomb is right at the edge. They're going to go and re-defuse it. And I think they're going to have enough time for it as well. Just barely. Yeah, I think they've got it. Last couple of seconds, and Guardian with the defuse. Even surviving the fire and flames from earlier. That is not easy to do. I mean, they did a 4 versus 3 retake, surviving with all 4 members without any smokes or kits.
That's actually crazy. And I mean, great call from Rain, knowing you can't, with that kind of arsenal, you can't cover your opponent by staying in the bomb site and just watching that. So pushing it while Hobbit's throwing the nades as well. Very, very smart. Understanding that's the next play for the defense to prevent, or from the terrorists to prevent the defuse. Just good reads all around, and FaZe buy themselves a little bit of a lifeline, a little bit more space to work with. Gambit going for the deagle.
See, that's just not fair, is it, Moses? Fitch was having a fight with the Deagle, wanted to challenge someone.
Yeah, let him have a good time.
Just throw a grenade right in his face. No manners at all. Rain wants to try and re-engage against the Mo, who's weirdly stuck. And actually, since this 2, he's just going to take both of them. They don't have any armor anyway. So now it's on Hobbit and Doja to maybe get a kill on someone here. FaZe have got a second lease on life. They're getting a bit of a chance to show us something here on Train.
Yes, they are. And Nico's going to be the first one up. At least in this 5-on-2. Here they come. Smoke is going to blow up, though. And there he is. Just sprays the corner. I think he spotted the shoulder just before it plumed. There's one more over there. That's Hobbit. And Nico's prepared for it. Still, we saw a massive comeback the first day we casted.
Yes.
It was. I don't know if that can happen again. Or was that was yesterday, wasn't it?
It was yesterday. Are you're not believing in it? You're not thinking this is going to be one of those games?
I think we have to see. We have to see what kind of defense FaZe is going to come out with. Because if it's anything like they played in the first half, I don't think there's a chance. They had no one who really wanted to be the one to take over, like we saw in Mirage, for instance, when Guardian and Rain kind of took their turns. This time we haven't seen any of the individual stars come alive for FaZe. And at this point, when you're down this much, it does feel like you need some individual presence to make that happen. Guardian, though, picking off a Dren. That's going to help alleviate some things.
I mean, I would love it if they went, you know, double AWP auto sniper on FaZe, just bringing it all the way back.
That'd be nice.
Just putting down the wall, just never letting anyone through. Instead, it's Nika with the Galil, which is not quite as impressive. On the ramp, looking towards the sidewalk here, getting a bit of a spray in, but not quite enough. Carrigan to the off angle with the secondary Galil. Going to be taking down Fitch and almost dropping Doja as well. Bomb plant is not quite happening yet. In fact, it's going to be very tricky now. Flashbang comes through, and Doja even... Oh, sorry, Mo, with the flash in his eyes, still going to be able to pick up the kill. Doja's one grenade away from death, or a shot from Guardian will do the trick as well.
Yeah, right to the forehead. Plenty of Molotovs on Olaf, or one Molotov, one smoke on Olaf. That's a good shot from Mo. Can he do more? This is where Olaf should be deploying the utility. Guardian with the AWP can help out.
Smoke is up, diffusing inside, and there's nothing really Mo could do. If he just runs in, it's not going to be working out either. He almost has to bank on the idea that they're not just going to go straight for the defuse, so...
It's that or you're just praying that Guardian misses from a pretty standard angle, right?
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen too much for you.
So, 13-6. Still a wide gap here. 7 rounds between the two teams, so there's a lot of time for Gambit to do something with, and yeah, they've gone for sort of half-buy here.
I don't know if this actually ever means anything, but every time I watch FaZe and I see them go for Nico pick up like a secondary op, I always feel like it seems like Nico just isn't feeling too confident at the moment with his ult. Guardian's gonna get caught off guard. He has no idea that's coming. This is huge for Gambit, and even Rain falls. They're caught with their pants down, and Gambit takes complete advantage.
Well, I don't know what to say about this round. Like, I mean, this is so stupid, isn't it? Because FaZe they just did a lot of work to get to this position.
Oh no!
And then why give it up to that rush? Out of all the things that could have happened,
there wasn't even like a flashbang. It was just 4-person rush. Guardian had too much of his attention towards middle, where it was just one player with a CZ, and he gets overrun.
It's so ridiculous.
He wasn't even ready.
And you see sort of the confusion that it almost transfers onto Rain afterwards. Rain is like, what?
Yeah, Rain's turning the corner, and maybe, I mean, not used to the calls that Guardian's putting out, not knowing they're that close and there's that many of them, because I don't think he turns that corner if he knows it's just like 4 CZs.
Probably not.
With an AWP as well.
They even changed down Nico. Yeah.
That's stylish. He's picking up that op out of mid-air and then follows it up. That's craziness.
What a sequence from Mo. 3 in a row like that. 14-6 Gambit. 2 more rounds for a 3rd map here. Again, tournament life on the line. You get dropped out here, you're done.
Guardian's tagged up through the wall from Mo.
Gotta be annoying considering Guardian is the one who started doing that.
Yeah, taste of his own medicine.
Yeah. It's a good idea though. I like it. Carrigan. Just hoping to get the timing right with the grenade up there. Not really doing too much. FaZe, they have some rifles invested into this round and the AWP, but other than that, Gambit could well be on their way to a 15th round here. You can understand why they'd want to fight for this. I mean, if you were going to make a comeback, you know, might as well have been this round. Because if you save and try and fight for overtime, then that's also crazy.
You don't want to let him get to 15 just flat out immediately. You have too much ground you have to cover before... Yeah, I mean, 6 to 15 is going to be so much more difficult. So, and also, you can afford an AWP and Guardian. So, we've seen plenty of teams recently, especially with the new popularity of the newfound popularity of the CZ, being completely happy to just have one op and maybe a rifle, maybe an SMG, but then just cover it up with a pistol. So, at the moment, a lot of reliance on Guardian to be the main impact in this setup, and he's rotated towards inside after that 1 kill.
Carrigan on the site itself with the C-set 75. Yeah, he's playing a sort of a nice off angle here. I like this. 19 seconds. Should be able to get just 1 kill, and there it is. That's better than nothing. Guardian will take down Adren in return. The smoke is up, and bomb will be planted with 10 seconds left here. But look at where Gambit is. They're in a horrible position right here. They have 2 Molotovs, but how could they possibly save them? They sort of almost need to use them just to get out. They will make it up the ramp, but that's kind of impressive all on its own. And oh no, Moses. There's no kit and also no smoke. There's a kit picked up there, but there's no smoke on FaZe, so the Molotov's going to rain in 1. They're not going to realize there's a second, so they're going to wait it out and think, we've got time. 1 kill happening there. Hobbit gets another one. And now the bomb is there. They're going to realize the second Molotov rains in, and FaZe trying to get the defuse in. It burns. Olofmeister alive, and time is up. Nico has to run. An endless sea of fire on that bomb. And Gambit gonna make their way to 15 rounds. What a way to lose. A 2 versus 4.
That's so sick that Gambit has those 2 Molotovs. So perfectly played by them. Both players coming up the ramp, clearing the flank, and 1 by 1. The AK holding the lower ramp push so the Opper can't get flanked out. And FaZe has just got to be heartbroken. You can see Kerrigan's face in that break. He just seems a little bit stunned that they don't have any answer at the moment. Gambit is just playing this so well in terms of their decision-making.
Duran running out with a MAC-10 here in what might be the last chance for FaZe to really do anything. Adren charging down the lane, but Rain says hell no. Guardian going to be taking one down, and all of Maestro and Nico chiming in. Fitch, the last one left, and he's completely overrun as well. So Gambit trying to close it out quick, just deciding, listen, we're going to rush A and close this game.
The CZs are still pretty strong.
They are pretty good.
Rain just shuts him down with a quick sidestep. Yeah, that is just kind of, let's just get this over with. Let's just not, it's like the knockout punch, right? You just go for the big swing. 8
rounds in a row for FaZe. Do you believe in it, Moses?
No.
If it happens, can I draw squiggly eyebrows on you?
Back to that old chestnut.
Listen, I'm impressed by the squiggly eyebrows. I think it's gonna be big in 2018.
Okay. 2018 of the year, the squiggly eyebrows. Guardian's gonna get mowed down again just by pistols. They go back to the old faithful rush Ivy strategy. Rain barely holding on, but he's dropped as well. Surely, Anders, this will not happen twice.
Or will it? I have no idea. We were watching. At least they get the kill on Mo, and he was the instrument to make it work last time. Olofmeister being sensible here. Ushering in an age of reason into the 23rd round and making sure that people aren't just completely taking fights left and right. Nico to close it out, so... Oh, deep breath. I can't stand this. Like, why are they making it so close every round?
I think the stressful part is now Guardian is going to be... He's going to feel so uncomfortable with that all peeking towards middle. The fact that he's just been exploited and just overrun from Ivy twice now, I think that might make him a little bit more nervous about taking some of those... keeping his attention off Ivy initially and taking some of the fights in mid, which is going to allow Gambit to have some of the space. Here's something tilting, though. 15-8, and you're Gambit, and you're buying Galil and Mac 10. Maybe just save one more, get the ops out by yourself?
Maybe they've been watching Immortals yesterday and they're thinking, listen, we can do this too.
Yes.
Said Moses and Anders, they loved that yesterday. We're going to do it.
Yeah, Mac 10, Galil, they're pretty much out of utility as well. They only have 0 smokes now. They just used it. Kerrigan and Guardian inside. Here's that AWP. Here's going to be the... Oh, no. That kill caused Guardian to look away, but he recovers nicely. There's Kerrigan beneath, but he can't win that fight either. Guardian's got to do a monstrous effort here. Though Nico on the rotate with the second op doing well.
They've been dropped so low already. That's a good grenade, but Doja's there with the return, taking down Nico. Hobbit will fall next, so a 2-on-2. Everything on the line here for FaZe. They want to get overtime. They want to close this out in 2 maps, and Gambit are about to put us on a third. Adren peeking down, just barely surviving against the AWP. This time they don't have a Molotov, but they do have 2 men alive, and FaZe, can they get the defuse in? It's already on. The flashbang is in. Guardian charges through. He's going to be going down, and Olofmeister's out. 16-8, and Gambit make it work in spite of a very questionable buy. Doja at 23 kills. Fitch and Adren at 20 each, and that's just an amazing performance from Gambit. I'm really impressed.
That defense was so solid on the CT side. Also, maybe a little bit of FaZe not really having a great game plan going into it, not really figuring out how they want to play Train as a squad quite yet. They looked a little bit confused. They looked like no one really knew if they were the one that's supposed to take over the game, if it's supposed to be a teammate. They didn't really have that. That T side just looked so a little bit disorganized, but
yeah,
still continuing to impress. Fitch, great. Doja, phenomenal performance is what I'm trying to say.
Well, then, so the desk was confused and a bit maybe frustrated that Nuke was going to be the deciding map. When you play best of 3 and you're deciding if you leave the tournament or go to the playoffs, having Nuke decide that is so questionable.
Yeah, you don't like that, do you? You never like look at Nuke and you say, unless you're Virtus Pro. You're never happy unless you're Virtus Pro with the Nuke 3rd map.
Yeah,
that's going to be really, really interesting, isn't it? Especially with the amount of low econ buys that we're seeing in some of these games now.
Yeah,
the shotguns coming out, the CZs coming out, good stuff.
Yeah, I look forward to it. It's going to be exciting. Stay with us. We'll be back with map number 3 after the break.